When people first saw her, they seemed struck by the picture she presented. By the time she arrived in the United States, she was a mature woman in her early 50s wearing comfortable loafers and long skirts. Her stockings, which she wore routinely even in the spring and summer, were as heavy wool, and her hair was speckled heavily with silver. She gave the impression of a kindly grandmother on her way to buy a toy for her grandchild, which she didn't have. She was neither a wife nor a mother, much less a grandmother. One night, while working late at Trinity College in Washington, D.C., she received a telegram from Brian O'Brien marked restricted. That word alone had been enough to spark her imagination. The telegram read in part, "In connection with a certain war work, immediate need has arisen for large quantities of polonium and probably also for lead 210. A stockpile of radon seeds will be available. At first, it will be necessary to produce these elements in amounts corresponding to about 50 milligrams of radium, and it is desired to obtain this quantity in the shortest period of time. It is probable that considerably larger amounts will be needed thereafter. Solutions of polonium-210 and lead-210 should be without contamination with an active material. It is also desirable that these solutions should be strong and either not at all or slightly acidic. I believe that your unusual experience in radiochemistry will ensure quick and reliable results. You would be making a substantial contribution to the war effort." O'Brien had become aware that Elizabeth was in the country and was teaching at Trinity College. Since she had been cleared as a spy, her skills on plutonium could be used. Elizabeth reread the telegram and immediately drafted a letter stating that she was interested. The following evening, while gathering her paperwork in her office, she heard a knock on the door. There stood a very tall and thin man who introduced himself as Professor Brian O'Brien. As they sat together drinking tea, he described as much as he could the enormous covert operation taking place in various cities in America. He also told her that he wanted her to take part in it if she was willing. They were building a bomb, he told her, one they planned to use to end the war with the Nazis. Elizabeth looked at a photo affixed to the wall. Her friends back in Hungary smiled back at her. Some of them she knew had already died.